My name is Tarmack, and this is a PC review of Breached by Drama Drifters, available on Steam, releasing June 22nd for Windows and Mac OS. At the time of this recording, the price of the game is still unknown, but I'll update that in the description of the video later. Its build is an indie adventure game with a smattering of intrigue. You play as a person recently awoken from cryogenic sleep who must survive in a terrible barren wasteland while piecing together the history of what has happened to cause such a wasteland to exist in the first place. Video footage was recorded on PC and via a review copy provided by the developers. As performance goes, Breached runs well on an i7-5820K and a GTX 970 video card rig, as it should. The requirements call for a dual-core 2GHz CPU and a DirectX 10 compatible video card, which isn't very new tech. I will give the developers props on making a pretty desolate world landscape, which has some good lighting effects and does in many respects look like a proper desert. As I mentioned, it runs well, but it's not what would be classified as a graphically demanding title. I've got to be honest, this is a game that seems to have a difficult time deciding what it should be. As the player, you're split between two basic game modes. The first is a multiple monitor setup with a map, where you select from a very small number of areas to explore, a journal where the bulk of the game narrative is detailed, and finally, a lab, which again is just another screen, where you can synthesize fuel, look at storage items, and hack modules that you collect along the way. The hacking is done by just a single mouse click as you find something that is hackable. Your basic goal over the course of an in-game timer of 8 days is to fix your oxygen generator and synthesize fuel, or else you'll die. And you only have a limited number of actions you can complete in a day before your character is too tired and must effectively end the turn to begin the next day. The journal has new entries every day where you can read some of the story, and the overall world concept is kinda neat, so I won't spoil that. Each of the journal entries are linked by hashtags, and when you click on the hashtags, they link to other journal entries you haven't read yet. Personally though, I found the vast majority of the journal entries to be incredibly cryptic, almost to the point where there's no way a person would ever write something that disjunct at all. The lab is for the most part just a critical path indicator. As you collect things in the world, your various item counters increase, and when you have enough items, you'll be able to fix the oxygen generator. The same goes with alpha, beta, and gamma materials picked up in the world, where you need to find the right combination of items to use in order to synthesize the fuel that you need to survive. These tasks did not inspire excitement in me, as I found a slow progression of numbers rising and little else to be boring. The final piece of the game is the world exploration, and this is where people who watched the Breached gameplay trailer got excited. The problem? The gameplay trailer has shown you the entirety of the gameplay available. When you select a quadrant on the map, you inhabit a drone temporarily where you can explore the area. This is done purely with the mouse, using left click to move forward and right mouse button to stop, and of course the mouse movement to look around. The gameplay trailer shows maneuvering around cool-looking landscapes and what appears to be flying. Let me assure you, there is no flying, just a slow descent off of cliff edges. The trailer also showed nearly all of the exciting areas in the game. When you're out exploring, there are hazards represented by various colors of electric-looking globes. These magnetic anomalies will terminate your drone control session if you get too close, and while this doesn't kill you directly, it does count as actions completed during a day without giving you any resources, so they are to be avoided. And as you're floating around the areas, there will be a few set items that you can approach to collect. The movements of the drone are unfortunately very slow and frustrating. I found myself getting caught on terrain frequently in a game that otherwise appears to be designed to be pretty fluid motion. Here's the thing, folks. I made it to the end of the first 8 days in less than an hour. Unfortunately, I failed to fix anything because I kept running into those magnetic anomaly bastards and losing the resources that I'd collected. So I did it again. Got a few different journal logs that time, but very little else changed. The game does have different endings, but the fact it has only 8 achievements, of which 4 are for seeing secret log entries, and 2 are for hacking modules that you find, which is a single button click once you've got them back to your home base, you can see what I mean by lack of content. Breached is a lot more like an indie tech demo someone would use as their way to get a job working with a game studio, or maybe a game jam title that a group of people put together in very short order. It has really not a lot of content and relies on text mystery to keep what intrigue there is. The controls are imprecise, the graphics look okay but not great, and it's incredibly short. Frankly, I'm not capable of recommending this title. I did not enjoy my time with it, and I don't believe that many gamers will. And honestly, with how little is involved in the game and how the trailer was positioned as this exciting thing, I'm glad that I got review code, because even I feel misled about this game. Honestly, I'm not even sure that the price point matters. My name is Tarmack, and this has been a review of Breached by Drama Drifters on PC. It releases on June 22nd. I regularly do reviews, first impressions, news, and editorial content on this channel, so please do subscribe to see more. Or you can follow me on twitter.com/gnomecast for game industry news and chatter. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.